start a little earlier today. No particular reason. I just figured, why not? It's one of the things about preparing these videos in advance is that I sometimes get really excited and sometimes I'm not so excited. But today is a special day because of two reasons. One, it's Friday. Two, it is the last weekday of 2016. That's right. Today is the last weekday of 2016 and it's December 30th. So today is going to be a day of, pretty much we can cover a lot of things from 2016, but I also got some questions about some things that I've been hearing on the news, and just trying to organize this desk here a little bit here. Yes, that's better. So today we have a lot of things to cover, and I know it's 4:50. It's 10 minutes early. So I'm not going to get into all the meat and potatoes right away because, first of all, for those people who are expecting to come at 5 p.m., this is going to be it'll be a little boring for them to realize that we start 10 minutes early and but okay, regardless, let's get started. Today, of course, as I said, is the last day of the year and of weekday. And this year has been really unusual overall. We've had several famous people pass away. Muhammad Ali passed away. Carrie Fisher passed away. David Reynolds passed away. George Michael from Wham has passed away. I believe a very famous astronaut. I think John Glenn has passed away. I might be wrong on that. I'll have to double check. We have seen so many people pass away in this year, and that's kind of a sad thing. But we've also had some good things happen as well in 2016. Donald Trump has won the election. This is the first time we've had a decent president in office, or at least he looks very promising, since 1980, when Ronald Reagan had ran against Jimmy Carter in the second term. Jimmy Carter didn't have a flying chance, incidentally. Jimmy Carter wasn't a dummy, but unfortunately, when it came to applying common sense to the issues that he tried to resolve in 1976, he just didn't do it. In the case of the original 1979 Iran hostage situation, the reason why Iranians gave the hostages up in 1979, 1980 was once they realized that President Reagan was coming into office, that there was a chance that they thought he was going to do the equivalent of draw the proverbial line in the sand, and which he didn't. But they decided to negotiate and get the hostages back in 1980. So that was a really big deal at the time. Just like Barack Obama, unfortunately Jimmy Carter had created a significant problem in bad handling of things such as energy crises and the inflation of the time of 1976 through 1979. So there was a lot of things that happened in that year. Today, of course, we are very much blessed by the fact that we have a president in office that is won by popular vote. If you listen to some of the media outlets, they will tell you things like Donald Trump was not a popular candidate, which is, I saw that on Google, on Yahoo News. I know it was Google News. I kind of tended to wonder where the newspaper article that came from was what they've been smoking. Clearly, it wasn't marijuana because I don't think that they clearly understood the reality is that the majority of the American people, especially in the heartland of the United States, really believed that Donald Trump is going to be the man who is going to finally put globalism to bed. And I have to admit that I do have a couple questions about globalism. The first question is, why is globalism such a popular choice for governing? It doesn't seem... I'm just trying to see if the things are going here like they should be. I checked the batteries, I checked everything and all the hardware, and yes, it is running. So yes, it is going right now. Yes, I am on camera. I am a little bit off, not by much, but at least I'm in frame. So yes, we do have a lot of questions about that. Why is George Soros pushing the globalist agenda in the first place? And that's will be a question that I'm going to keep asking that question because I keep wondering what the hell's the answer. Globalism is a concept of that you are going to want to regulate, control the whole world agenda. I just don't understand the reason behind it because, like, who wants to really be responsible for the whole world's population, and governing the whole world population is just absolutely, positively crazy. To think that you're going to want to regulate the world, it just sounds so cockamamie stupid, and it really doesn't make any sense at all. But people do have delusions of grandeur and Napoleonic complexes, and so I guess that's exactly what George Soros has. Is because he doesn't support nationalism. He doesn't support nationalism, right? But this year, with Donald Trump being sworn in on January 20th, there is, and they're still trying to push it now until he gets in, of trying to start a confrontation with Russia. They actually have kicked, the American people have kicked all of the Russian people out of the embassy in Washington, D.C. for Russia. They don't want the Russians here. They told them that they had to get the hell out. However, Vladimir Putin said no. As far as Americans in Russia, he said, we're not going to send anybody out of the country unless they want to leave voluntarily. That's up to them, but we're not going to force it. Because he's hoping to work with Donald Trump. So in 2015, it was in June, like Donald Trump reminds us that he decided to throw his hat into the political ring, and he successfully beat career politicians and the Republican Party in the debates, as well as in the received the Republican National Convention endorsement. And he won the primaries, and that was fantastic. He did a great thing. So that, of course, was actually started in 2015. I really didn't keep up with the very beginning of the election thing in 2015 because it seemed like, well, let's put it this way. It was a year and a half away, and I just didn't really think it was going to be, I didn't want to get my hopes up at the time, but I certainly started to become more and more interested as I saw that Donald Trump was seriously superseding all the Republican possible candidates for president for the primaries, and he did. He won. He got the primary vote. He got the inauguration vote. Anyhow, he won the American election vote, and he won the Electoral College vote. And so when I read the article from Google News saying that he's not a popular candidate, I said to myself, they must have been smoking something that ain't marijuana. Because, honey, look, let's be honest here. You don't become president of the United States unless you can get the Electoral College to vote for. Now, it's funny, there was only, I think 2 never-Trumpers that didn't vote, the electors that didn't vote for Donald Trump, but there was actually 3 to 4 electors in the Democratic Party that refused to vote for Hillary Clinton, and they have to pay like a $1,000 fine each for not voting as electors. Now, the one question I wonder is who gets the money, the $1,000 fine. Is it going to be? Is that money going to go towards programs to help the schools in the states of Washington State? And I don't know because I haven't figured out how that fines work for the Electoral College. But he won in the end. He got the 305 Electoral College votes. And Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are still really kind of teed off that he has won and they had lost. They had lost so many ways Sunday. It is not even funny. So now they're trying to cause all this harm because they're being kind of egged on by George Soros because he wants to promote globalism. So I hope that in the next year we're going to see some positive changes as we did in 1980 when Ronald Reagan was inaugurated in office. And we had Reaganomics. We did great Reaganomics. I was in high school at the time. We saw so much positive change on the Reaganomics. When I was in high school, we were doing great. Of course, as I was mentioning to Lumi earlier today, we didn't have... It was funny because there was a book published by George Orwell called 1984. And, of course, in 1984, Ronald Reagan, who had won his second term as president of the United States, and the United States was doing fantabulous, far from expected for 1984. George Soros would have been pushing for 1984 Orwellian utopia. The only problem is utopia for who? I don't think it would have been utopia for us, the American people. I think we would have been truly on the short end of the political stick because the fact is that we would have found our sovereign rights eroded away. So 2016 was the year that on June 23rd of 2016, the people of England, Scotland, and Wales voted to leave the European Union. And I gotta answer the door. Okay, one moment. Come on in, Dory. Come on, camera. See, I knew you were coming in. I just want to sit for him. Dory's here, guys. So let me get both microphones turned on so she can join us. Yeah. Make sure it's zoomed out so you can see her too. So, let's see. Make sure I don't press mute by mistake. That would suck. Okay. Come on over and have a seat, Dory.
Okay, I'm coming. I look like a mess.
Now, today's video is pretty simple. We're kind of going through briefly the year of 2016 and what has happened this year, because this is the last weekday of 2016. So, it's kind of like a time to reflect on the things that have happened in this year. And it's free form. And of course, the phone lines are open as well, but I haven't given the number, but I will give it now. If you want to call Dory and me, the number is 860-718-6195. Again, that's 860-718-6195. And of course, how you doing today?
Good.
And are you going to stay awake, or are you going to fall asleep on me?
I'll stay awake. Just don't talk about politics.
Okay. Well, it's not going to just cover politics.
I said don't talk about politics.
Well, we're not going to be covering any particular subject, but we are going to be briefly discussing political in a short, at least, piece. Going through this last year. The fact is, we were just talking about the fact that Donald Trump had seriously sent a crushing blow to the globalist agenda, and I just mentioned about Brexit and how the British United Kingdom has said no more to the EU. And of course, they're still kind of waiting to activate Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty. But here in the United States, of course, now we got a new president coming in, that. But let's discuss on the personal level, as much as you feel like talking about us. How has 2016 been for you?
It was good, but then I had a lot of people pass away this year.
Yeah, I mentioned
close friends.
Close friends and
very close friends and
famous celebrities.
Yep, and that's bothered me. I had some problems with my daughter, but that's a mutual thing. Mm-hmm. But 2016 for me was okay. Everybody says, "Oh, I hope 2017 is better." But you know what? I'm going to take it one day. One time, one day.
Actually, 2017 starts on Sunday.
Yep, 2017 starts on Sunday, and I just hope that everybody has a great day, and I hope 2017 is good for you.
Now, I mentioned briefly on yesterday's video that I'm still not sure what the plans are for you and me moving in to work together, and I don't know if you...
All right, I'm going to let you people know. I'm going to say this in front of Michele. Okay? I talked to my daughter. Okay? I told her that I was thinking about moving out, and right now my daughter has no job. She has no income right now.
Yeah, but, realistically, that's not your problem.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I told her that she has to get a job, and she needs to get a job by February 28th. Is it leap year this year? No, February 28th, and I'm going to move out. If she doesn't have a job by then, I gave her till February 1st, but I told her, I said, you know what? I'll give you till, we'll say March 1st. March 1st, if you don't have a job, I can't take it no more, I'm moving out. And she let me finish. So she's like, well, Mom, that's your choice. But I'm hoping that she gets a job. Because Michele says that I should just leave. But I can't do that to my daughter because the fact is that she has my granddaughter. And if I do that, my daughter will have no money for that to support her and her daughter. So I told my daughter that you need, by March 1st, you need to find something, because I really want to try to be on my own. Yeah, it could be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, right? Well, if I can't do it, and Michele wants to sign a year lease. Maybe we can do a 6 month one to try it out, because we could try it out like that. It just, Michele wants me to make a decision, and Michele does not have any children, and she does not understand that. To me, I love Michele. To me, my family's first.
But Michele does have a ton of expenses as well, though.
I know, Michele, so do I. I do. Trust me. I just spent $350 for oil. So don't tell me about expenses. You ever have oil? You ever heat by oil and have your hot water by oil? It sucks.
I know. It's expensive.
Yeah, so $350 worth of oil just came to my house.
Actually, I used to spend $350 a month on an electric heat when I was living in Silvermoon.
It's a good thing I have a sister, because my sister paid for our oil, and I have to pay her back.
Okay. Well, as far as, you know, I never said we had to sign a year lease, but we would have to.
We'll do something. But Michele, let me work this out. I will work this out.
Well, right now, Michele doesn't know how much longer she can work out her bills. She doesn't have any money to buy clothes, and she needs clothes. They're worn out. And she's been asking people at the soup kitchen to keep an eye out for clothes for her and her size, because she has no luck finding things in her area in her size.
Okay, what kind of clothes do you like? I see clothes all the time, Michele. What kind of clothes? What size do you wear, and what kind of style?
Size is 2 to 3X. What kind of clothes I wear is what I'm wearing right now.
Dresses, skirts.
Yeah, that's about it, and some tops.
But you won't wear pants.
I won't wear pants because my waist is so funky. It's
funky. Oh, sorry.
You know, it's just funky. You know,
but
I don't like looking like a big giant wine glass, or more like a giant Homer Simpson kind of.
So I just wanted to put that out there, because I know Michele repeats the same thing over and over and over. So you heard it from me. So that's end of that.
Okay. Now, what do you know about globalism? Nothing. You know it's a government body, which is basically says we're going to have a central government that runs the world, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what it's about. What do you think about the fact is that the state of Connecticut, for example, in the last few years has done nothing but accept open borders and immigrants from all over the world, and has destroyed jobs by forcing companies to leave because it's too non-competitive to work here in the state?
I have no clue what you just said. Nothing. It makes no sense to me.
Well, here's the part that probably does make sense, Michelle's trying to get at. Daniel P. Malloy, the governor of the state of Connecticut, doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground because he just instituted a mileage tax for every car that drives on the road, including commercial vehicles. And the reason is since they're not getting money from the price of gasoline taxes because people are driving less, they figured the next way to make money is to charge mileage. That means every time you get your car inspected, they're going to read your odometer, and then they're going to give you a bill. I think that's a good way to destroy the local economy, even more so, if it isn't put it back to corporate taxes. So the sad truth is I don't know how your daughter's going to find a job.
Well, I don't know either, but I mean, we're not going to talk about that. So, Michele. Okay, let me ask you a question.
All right.
What did 2016 do for you?
Nothing, really. This year has been the same as every other year before it. I have no job. I have no money. I lost my money benefits in 2015 with the Section 8 loss, which was a devastating blow to my emotional well-being. For a whole year, I struggled and fought tooth and nail to make sure to keep a roof over my head, to make sure my electricity was still working, and we are now financially only going to have like $19, possibly $29 for the month of January after I pay the bills. And that's us. Yeah, it's going to suck. It sucked. And the only thing I can do is hope that in 2017 is that we're going to see possibly opportunities for employment, open the doors to themselves. But I don't think it's going to be state of Connecticut with its tax policies is going to be inducing businesses to come here. So if I want to find gainful employment, even the abilities I can do, it's going to have to be in a state that is proactive for employment options. We mentioned, for example, Ohio. And we mentioned, I talked about Boston because that was more in my field, but then I looked at the information from Boston on citydata.com, and it turns out that Boston is definitely not a good choice because it's really just ridiculously expensive to get there, and it's a highly competitive environment.
How about Rhode Island? How about Rhode Island?
Rhode Island is it's a sanctuary city, especially Providence. That's not good because there's a lot of illegals coming into Providence. It's a poor economy. They're not doing financially well. It's still very expensive. The taxes are a little bit better than Connecticut, but they're not. It's just not competitive to go to Rhode Island. It seems that the best place for a person with legal blindness is Kansas or Nebraska. I think.
Is that where Dorothy lives, Kansas?
Yes, Frank Baum's Dorothy lived in Kansas. Yes.
Lumi, how about you? What did 2016 bring to you?
Besides listening to Michelle whine.
Yeah.
Seriously.
About Trump every day.
Excuse me?
About Trump.
I think with Trump coming in, I think
No. I asked you a question. I didn't say anything about Trump. I said, what did 2016 bring to you? You, Lumi.
Like I said, not really much. Just, I've seen Michelle suffer a lot. I've seen the economy on the personal level just take a nosedive. I saw Michelle struggle to try to get this YouTube channel up going and try to increase the viewership. And that's really what we saw. It's not really that much. So like Michelle, it's kind of like nothing really. It just sucked. Yeah, it sucked. I'm really sorry if a lot of my enthusiast fans out there are saying me and Michelle, oh, I'm sorry you guys didn't do well. Here's a York peppermint patty or something. You win yourself here. Yeah, I was no okay. So anyway,
I know for excuse me. For
well, how did you feel we did?
For 2017, I feel there's a couple of. I mean, I'm not going to make promises to. I'm not going to say that I'm making resolutions to these because I fail. But I do want to lose 50 pounds by the end of next year. And I am going to try to make it a point to spend more time with my grandson. Because he needs me to spend more time with him. But I'm going to try to make more time for him.
I think as far as the 2017, and I think Lumi would agree with me on this to some extent, that we're hoping very much that this channel in 2017 we'll start to see more subscribers to it. We're strongly hoping, we'd like to invest more money in some new equipment and try to explore new ideas. Because I know Monique wants to do stuff. You wanted to do the cooking demo.
Yeah.
And things like that, and so we're going to need some new equipment for that. We already know that. We already mentioned that. But I'm hoping the next thing is that if we can get the first $100 from AdSense, we would be able to buy $100. Because $100 would be deposited in my checking account from Google. So, but right now we're only got $33. They won't cut the check until we make $100 in AdSense revenue. So that's going to mean, I hope we can do it in 2017.
Yeah, that'd be great, because, I mean, like, Valentine's Day is coming up. We can make cookies for Valentine's Day. St. Patrick's Day, we can make cookies. We can do, there's so much we can do.
Yeah. Well,
so it's like Michele said, if everybody out there puts in $1,
that would be $158.
Wait, let me finish. If everybody out there puts in $1 and by maybe the end of January, we'll have $100 and we can do more stuff. $1.
Actually, we have 158. If every single one of my regular subscribers put in $1, that would be 158. If you people keep clicking on the advertising and we make the $100 minimum required to receive a check from Google from AdSense, we could also get some new things, but not a lot, but we'd be able to get something to improve. And right now, let's be honest, guys, this equipment is getting old, and Michele has managed to keep it running for this long, but one day it's going to stop working. And no matter how many capacitors Michele replaces, no matter how many extension cords she wants to fix, it may not work anymore. So Michele is trying to keep this equipment operating so that we can continue to broadcast to all people. So our goal for 2017 is to start investing in new equipment, which means that we need your help in subscribership. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. That's why we have a phone line on right now. And we've been waiting for phone calls ever since we did the studio coffee with Lumi and Michele to get you guys to call in and talk with us. And we have never heard the phone ring except once. And that one time was the wrong number. Oh, actually, it was the second time. The first time was actually a guy called me on my private line, and he was trying to raise money for the veterans for suicide prevention programs. Definitely, I would definitely like to go further than this, big time. And even though we do cover a lot of political stuff, we do want to cover more topics. And we'd like to do more demos. And to do demos, we need things to demo, obviously. Like, for example, some of you guys have interest in little electronics things. I know that there was one gentleman that was very fascinated with our phone system, along with a few other people that asked questions on the YouTube channel about our phone network and how it works. And we'd love to do more videos on that and possibly demonstrate some of the other features it could do, such as adding in group paging through PA system. But I don't think that's something we're going to really need. No, no, it's not. But it's the kind of things that people are interested in. They love electronics demos, and the problem is the money is just not there to do them. And so it's really my goal for 2017 is to see more people help support us. It's true, we're not a 501c3 at this point, because a 501c3 is a really complicated thing to apply to become a 501c3 charity. This is actually intended to become eventually a commercial enterprise, not a charity, but not a major money-making enterprise either, unfortunately. But mostly because we love doing it and we love getting on camera and sharing things. I know that Dory does like doing that. I know that you love coming on camera.
Yeah, I like it.
And I know Monique does too. And Monique said to me that she will be here on Monday, which is the first weekday of 2017. So hopefully everybody, seem to be really more interested when you or Monique is on camera. So it's, this is a great opportunity for you guys. I knew Dory was coming today. I knew she was going to come. I didn't have an absolute certainty she was coming. But, well, she's here. So, you guys, especially Dory's fan base, the few people that seem to like Dory, this is your chance to talk with her in person. We're willing to have you talk to her. The phone's right here, 860-718-6195. And you can talk to Dory and me. Almost anything within reason goes up for topic, whether sports, not in the sports, but, things that are reasonable topics we'll discuss. Anything that's appropriate for a public forum, that is. I don't think we're going to go into things that are kind of risque or raunchy. This is not that kind of channel. This is definitely not that kind of channel. So, what do you hope is going to happen in 2017 for you in your life? What's your reasonable goals for 2017?
I just told you. I want to lose 50 pounds.
Okay, I didn't hear that part.
And I want to try
to spend more time with your grandkids.
To spend more time with my grandson.
What about your granddaughter?
I spend enough time with her.
I don't know much about your grandson at all, really.
Well, my grandson is
I know him a little bit, but not really a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's interested in, and I don't know what kind of stuff he likes to do. Mm-hmm. And we also like to get more volunteers here, too, which I bring that up. So if anybody's interested in learning the media arts, such as doing YouTube videos and things like that, this is also would be a great opportunity to learn as a young person, teenagers and young people that would like to try to do these programs. This is a 5 o'clock program. This is after school. So this is be great for youngsters to come in after school and learn a new trade that they can potentially bring out into the workforce when they graduate from high school. And that's true. It would be a volunteer opportunity, but it would still be a good start for you to learn something new. And I would be more than willing to have volunteers first come on the weekends. We could certainly do more video editing and also do in-house camera work that we don't do live streams on the weekends, but we do the BCasts on a usual basis. Let me ask Dory this question. Now, you've seen Michele work on these videos now since 2011. How do you feel about Michele's work on this medium for the last 5-6 years?
Well, I know Michele puts a lot of effort into it. I know she loves doing it, because if she didn't do it, she wouldn't. Because if she didn't like doing it, she wouldn't be doing it. If that made any sense.
Yeah.
And she likes to make other people happy, and she likes to express her feelings, and this is the only way maybe she can. So I just think it's good for her to keep on doing this and have your support into helping her do it.
I wanted to touch base with a video I did yesterday. Now, for those of you who heard the video yesterday, of course, Dory didn't hear it yet. And I wanted to kind of give it to her fresh so she can hear it. I'm going to turn the microphone down here so they can hear it too. This is a video I did yesterday, and one of the things about these live streams is that they don't really have subject titles, so it gets a little confusing And there you me are. You can see us there. Yeah, there we are. Anyway, so let's go to a video that we did yesterday. Me and Lumi did this. Monique wasn't here because she doesn't do on Thursday and Fridays anyway. But this video I'm going to show Dory and play part of. You guys heard, and I'm going to have to kind of fast forward through it because that's started a little late and kind of got a little bit crazy. So let me go here if my phone doesn't act up funny on me. It always does. This video, we were talking about happiness versus depression based on something that Paul Watson said on InfoWars. And I will. And I'll see if we can turn up so you can hear it. The actual link to the InfoWars piece. And then you can look it up yourself, and that way you can make your own conclusions. So let me get to the piece right now because they have the advertising at the beginning, and I wanted to just rehash it. It has to admit, one of the things is that Michele does is she tries to mix in a lot of media. And then you can go ahead and go with the rest of it yourself, because I'm not going to go through every single piece. This is from Paul Watson, and this is from Infowars.com. I don't have this plugged into my phone, so you're going to have to just bear with me. I'm going to get back into the news here in a second. First, I want to tell you about free shipping store-wide and all these specials now live in... Well, let me do what I did there in the video. I'm going to put this near the microphone so you all can hear it. Actual meat and potatoes. He goes into the first few minutes. He's talking about the InfoWars products, and I will, of course. And the video is about be honest, are people who are suffering from depression really unhappy? He quotes, Paul Watson quotes a famous British psychiatrist.
Bipolar Friday to help erase the stigma of the disease.
So you can hear it.
Legions of fans seem to grow knowledge on Tuesday. In the hours after her death, at age 60, one after another, in words both plain-spoken and deeply personal, admirers paid tribute to Miss Fisher by coming out on Twitter with their own stories of mental illness. So then this article goes through a list of tweets from people who used the opportunity of Carrie Fisher's unfortunate death to tweet about their mental illness, about their depression. And again, this is an issue that crops up again and again and again. You know, we're living longer. We have access to all manner of entertainment, all manner of distractions. Our quality of life is better than ever before. And we're going to get onto some of that with the Thomas Sowell quotes. You know, compared to past generations, we've had it better than any of them. You know, back in the 50s, a lot of people didn't even have a television set. Now we've got multiple opportunities to entertain ourselves, communicate with people, live longer, live happier, and yet, what do you see? Well, over the past 2 decades, the use of antidepressants has gone through the roof. 1 in 10 Americans are now on antidepressants, and that is just the ones who report that they are. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 4 women in their 40s and 50s is also on antidepressants. 1 in 4! Even though we supposedly live in the greatest era ever when it comes to personal comfort. Now, it's interesting that we see this depression issue cropping up again and again, because I was reading a quote from Theodore.
Now, in this piece, after we discussed, he discussed it, I jumped in and I talked about my views on it, so look at some of that, and then we'll talk about it briefly. That's
you don't have a right
I
to be
know
happy.
you have your own opinion on it.
Happiness is earned by the way that you live your life. You don't suddenly become afflicted with this new disease called depression and then throw pills at it, swallow pills, and think that that can treat something when that's not even the source of it. The source of your depression is more accurately called unhappiness. You're unhappy because you're not fulfilling your potential in life and because you're not even striving for it.
Okay, that's perfect. As he just said, okay, you're happy because you haven't achieved the thing in your life that makes you happy. A lot of people are not even striving for it. What do you mean with that? Well, much the rest of it, I explained it all. Is we live in an age of modern technology. And we all have Facebook and Twitter and MySpace. Yes, I'm on MySpace. Yes, for those of you who are watching this from MySpace, yes, there are people who are watching MySpace. I actually did post this, and Blogger and all that. Is that we have all this modern technology. We have all these people that supposedly call us our virtual friends, and yet, here's where it gets scary. So many of them, we don't know them personally. There's absolutely, first of all, it's almost impossible to know every single one of our so-called friends on Facebook. There's just, or MySpace, or Google Plus. It's just like, there's millions of, some people have hundreds, if not thousands. But the real people that they know are like, maybe like five or 10 real close ones. But there's also been, for many years, there's been a misunderstanding of what is true happiness. And true happiness is, first of all, is it money? No. Money is like a tool, like a screwdriver, or like a pair of vice grips that helps you to achieve an end, to, in the case of a tool, to build something. Money helps you to build a thing. Is happiness an object, like a car? Like I was thinking earlier, an example, like a Porsche sports car sitting in your driveway. No, but maybe you might be happy with a Porsche for a little while, but it's not really what you really consider the thing that you want to live for and to die for. It's just a car, okay? It's just a car. So, people, wonder, well, what am I supposed to be happy about? Well, think about that when you were a child, because it's funny thing when you're a kid.
Getting sleepy.
We all say,
yeah, I know.
Like we all have dreams. Everybody does. I had a couple different dreams.
All right,
Number
let's
one,
just
I
jump
was
to
always
the
interested.
actual topic right there, what that was about. According to Paul Watson, according to the quotes that he was mentioning regarding a psychiatrist in the UK, talking about so many people mix up depression with unhappiness. And some people just don't seem to find true happiness for a variety of reasons, is what it's about. And now, I know you suffer from depression. I know I do, but I wanted to know what you thought originally. Do you think depression is equal to unhappiness?
No. It could be. I mean, I know when I'm in one of my depressing modes, I have a tendency of shutting people out. I don't talk to people. I just don't want to be bothered.
Is that because you're unhappy? Or is it because of something else?
I think it's kind of both. Because
you're probably being told, no one wants to hear about your problems, so shut the fuck up.
Right, exactly.
Okay, yeah. That
exactly.
Yeah. And I mentioned in the rest of the video, we'll play it later on, the whole video, but I mentioned that, like you said, happiness is something that you have to achieve. You have to earn happiness. Meaning that I mentioned childhood dreams. I mentioned that you had childhood dreams and that, of course, as an adult, you never achieved them.
Right.
But I mentioned my childhood dreams, and I said, well, maybe I should have focused on those.
Me too.
And, it's like, for example, I know that some people, especially youngsters, they always mention the most popular one is firemen, policemen, and I've actually had one person say he wanted to be a garbage man.
I wish I paid attention
and
in
he's
school.
a garbage man now, and he's happy. He's happy as a pig and shit.
I wish I paid more attention in school. I wish I buckled down, and I wish I didn't do drugs and want to party with my friends. I wish I paid attention. Because I think if I didn't have that, I might be depressed and have anxiety and have all that.
Well,
but I think I'd be smarter than what I am.
There's another person that has said something similar about school, hated school, and that was BigClive.com said.
I don't hate school. I didn't hate school.
He said he hated school. He said it was like prison.
No, I don't. I don't hate school. I didn't hate school. I mean, I just wish I paid attention more. My surroundings.
Right. And the thing is I think that, I think the biggest mistake that so many adults make, and I mentioned this yesterday, is that we think as a kid, like I said, I always was interested in mechanical things. I was interested in boilers, like the things that make heat and hot water in the basement, I've always been interested in that stuff. And I'm saying to myself, why the hell didn't I go to school become a boiler tech? Because first of all, I always loved looking at them and all those pipes and all those wires and all that stuff. And I love it, and I do. I love it, love it. When I can go, I still love going down to the boiler room. I still sneak down there once in a while in a building just to look at the big boilers. I'm 48 years old, and I am still mesmerized by boilers, even now at this age. Because now I know how they work more precise. But still, seeing this big, huge one like the one that's in this building, which is physically huge. It's just a giant Ruby Goldberg contraption of pipes and pumps and how it all works to make heat and hot water still fascinates me, even now. And I said to myself, I was a kid, I was always interested in being a boiler tech. I kind of wish I had gone to school to become a boiler tech. I think I could have been I think what it was, the reason I didn't was because I was afraid that they wouldn't hire me because I'm legally blind, which is still a fairly valid answer. So like I said, if you ask the same youngster when they're a freshman in high school if they still want to do the same dream when they're a kid, most of the time the kids will tend to change it. They kind of revise it. They might say, well, I wanted to be, an electrician, and instead I got into metal shop and into other things, and I still do electrical wiring today. But or some people they may say, well, I want to be a ballerina, and then I want to be a professional ice skater. And then for reasons that maybe because of physical infirmities, end up having to change their vision, and sometimes because you changed your vision to something that really wasn't what you wanted. Because others said you can't have it. Like my case, everybody said, you can't do that because you're legally blind. I think I would have been happier if I went to trade school, became a boiler tech. What the fuck? I don't care. I probably would have been happier. But I also was always interested in radio. And of course, I mentioned about the radio dramas, is that, there was no easy way to get into radio. There is no live streaming on yourlisting.com. The closest thing we got to that today is YouTube, which is, of course, video is in, audio is kind of passe. No one's really listening to audio as much, or podcasts are always listening to videos. So I modified my dream of being on radio to being on video, which I think it's still not being really what I wanted to do, but it's a lot closer than doing nothing, I think. So that's why the reason I'm probably more happier now is because I've got that. Plus I got Lumi. Thanks. We already mentioned that yesterday too, but that's true. That's happiness too, when you have someone to share your life with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think if something happened and Michele lost me, I think Michele would be so devastated. It'd be like Debbie Reynolds. Michele would probably just expire because it would be just such a devastation loss. Well, me and Dory have experience with many personal losses in our lives, and I know it's hard for the Reynolds family and Carrie Fisher's husband, and it is a tragic thing to lose a loved one. But I think, in case we're talking about what is true happiness, I think true happiness is doing the things that you really love doing, instead of just doing it because somebody says you have to do it. Nobody seems to be saying to me is, well, you can't do video because you're not cute enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not talented enough. I'm doing YouTube videos. I mean, I'm not a trained on-screen talent, and I'm doing them. And I have 158 subscribers. I'd like to see more of them. I'd like to see more subscribers. And
How many do I have? How many subscribers do I have?
On your channel, not that many, because you haven't been promoting your channel. You have to start promoting your channel more. You need to start creating new videos. That's the key to any kind of YouTube thing, especially because YouTube is so competitive. You've got to really work hard to reach out to an enormous potential audience. If you're not promoting your videos, you're not going to get people to sign up.
I'm going to go lay down. I'm getting tired.
Okay, so you're going to go crash. I guess that's okay. She wants to go crash, and guys.
Well, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Sorry, I'm getting tired. It's that time of day. So, Happy New Year.
And we will be wrapping up soon, guys, because it is 5:44 p.m. But let me ask you this question before I forget, everybody, and this is important. Dory, when do you think you might be on again?
Maybe tomorrow, because I'm going to be here.
Well, we're not doing a video tomorrow. At least not a live stream, anyway.
Yeah, I'll do one.
We'll be doing a beatcast, probably.
All right.
No, one of the things I did mention is I'd like to do eventually is to, oh, here's your glasses. Dory almost put them on the table for you. Is that we're going to try to cover more materials. And of course, like I mentioned, like Dory and I talked about, is we're going to need more people to donate some money or even equipment to make it possible for us to demo or to take it apart or to work on it or tinker with it. If you have anything that you'd like to donate to the program, it doesn't have to be guys. Something that I can show the audience. You guys seem to like those kind of things, and I want to do more of that. The weather, I mentioned the weather forecast, and I did hear about the snowstorms in northern New England. Connecticut didn't get anything really heavy yesterday. We got some snow, but it wasn't so excessive that it was ridiculous. But I just wanted to let you know that for the next, until January 2nd, at least, we're not going to see any significant precipitation at all, and it will actually be fairly mild in the day. For example, tonight, December 30th, it'll be mostly clear, a high of -6 degrees Celsius. It'll be 10% chance of precipitation. Saturday, December 31st, there'll be a high of 0, a low of 0, 20% chance of precipitation. On New Year's Day, it'll be a high of 3, a low of -5, 10% chance of precipitation. And on January 2nd, it says it'll be a high of 1, a low of -1, 20% chance of precipitation. So, we're not seeing any significant, for southern New England anyway, events. That doesn't mean there couldn't be, it just means that's what we're not going to see for right now in the next few days. But I do know about the snow in northern New England. I kind of fell behind. I've been keeping up with so many doggone things between all the news and things like that. So, yes, definitely. These videos, in the last year, like I said, my life has been so sucky. Yeah, it's been sucky because Michelle's explained since December or November of 2015, she has been on her own financially with Section 8. It's no longer an option. She's been paying full $700 month rent out of her $1,232 monthly, and of course she's got a pile of credit cards to pay and bills, and it's a challenge to do that. And so Michele has been trying to hold on the fort, if you will, but honestly, guys, I don't know how much longer Michele can do it. I really don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue either. But still, no matter what, you guys, yeah, you should be really be counting, be thinking, lucky stars that people like Michele and me caught on the air, and we take the time to talk with you. Even if you don't talk to us directly, we know that you watch them. We know that you often do enjoy our video presentations. Yes, we know who you are. Sort of. Yeah, we know who you are. We don't know what you're doing when you're watching the videos, but that's okay. I mean, we know that people do watch them, and some days we get comments, and the comments vary because some comments are great. I've gotten people, like I said, the gentleman that was interested in our phone system demo was extremely thankful because he now understood more how the Merlin 2 and the Merlin Legend phone systems work, and which is helping him to understand how to assemble and make them work. So that is, again, amazing because the amount of people that are asking these questions of how they do these things, and of course they love our demos, and we'd love to do more of them. So what you can do is, if you can help by making some donations to equipment or resources, the information, our address information is in the description of the video, so you can mail your donation of equipment or money, or both if you want to the addresses in the description, and of course we'll use that equipment for both the demo, and if it's something we can use for the studio or for regular use, we'll use it for regular use too. We need more microphones, we need more mixers, we need more camera gear, we need more I'm looking to collect a few vintage cameras. I mentioned, for example, the guy that was joking about my camera saying it was equal to a 1973 studio camera. I'd like to find a 1973 Satacon or Plumicon studio camera with matching camera remote control unit with power supply to make it work, and hook it into the system with a same generator, and show people how it was actually operated in a studio application. So if you happen to have an old camera such as the Ikami or one of the other ones, preferably PAL, because we don't do NTSC. It's not our preferred format. We prefer PAL. But I didn't really explain why. I'm going to talk about it real quickly why we like PAL better than NTSC. First of all, this camera shot here is in high definition NTSC format. That's the format the iPhone 4S uses. It's not my format. It's not my personal choice of format. I prefer working with standard definition because most of the time the videos that we do don't really require high definition. It's just expensive overkill for a talking head thing. And I know right now this shot here is a good example of what I'm talking about, because you look at the shot here. I'm going to go back to my camera here, and then you can look at this video. Let's see. This is Michele needs a better phone. Michele needs a better phone. Yes, I do. I need a better phone. They can let me check out live streams, because this thing does not let me watch and preview the live stream to make sure it's going good. All it does is it shows me a snapshot, and that's it. So when it comes to reviewing a live stream, all I see is we're live now, and I can go to the live now, and all I see is a thumbnail. You can see me here. I'm in the camera here. So this is me, and in this you can see that, of course, yeah, we're here. We see this in the shot. See how it says live event playback is not supported on this client, and that's because this is using a format that is not compatible with all modern. This thing does not support the current YouTube format. By the way, let's talk about the new BlackBerry real quick. That's coming out, the been known as the D-Tech 70 or their BlackBerry Mercury. Yeah, the BlackBerry Mercury is going to be officially released at the Consumer Electronics Show in January 5th. It's a BlackBerry. It has a classic keyboard design like this does, but it's more like the Priv, except it doesn't. It's not a slider. It's got a same kind of screen, and it don't have a trackpad. No, it doesn't have the trackpad here. The regular spacebar is there's a fingerprint sensor, and that will be so when you press spacebar, it will actually allow you to map your thumb of choice. Ask any BlackBerry user what how much to use their thumbs to do the keyboard. I certainly do. So yes, the new BlackBerry Mercury is gonna have the keyboard. It'll be made under license from BlackBerry by a company called TCL. I accidentally said they were TCI, they're TCL. And they are going to be producing the new BlackBerries. Similar arrangements are being made for Nokia. Nokia is coming out with a new Android phone that also will be produced by a Chinese company as well. Then that will be released probably around February of 2017. So there's some new stuff coming in. As far as my personal life, I really hope that we will continue to see some positive changes. Dory's not the only one who wants to work on their weight. I do too. Michelle also wants to work on getting more people to subscribe, as we mentioned earlier. Yes. And I'm sorry again you didn't call, but you know I'm getting kind of used to it. So I'll put the phone silent and just let you know that I hope that you will leave comments. And so for the time being, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. You know the drill. I know the drill. Okay, so it is 5:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope you have a happy and safe new year. And please have a designated driver. Do not drive under the influence of drugs and alcohol, please. And in the case of the state of Massachusetts, please be aware that it is illegal in the state of Massachusetts to have an open container of marijuana in your car. So, no joints smoking in your vehicle, please. And, of course, that includes your passenger. Because it's secondhand THC, you know, it affects the driver too. So, you know, you just don't do it. You can't do it in public places either. So, again, check with the Massachusetts state regarding the legalization of marijuana and make sure that you are in compliance with the law. And Connecticut has not legalized marijuana yet. I do know that New Hampshire is considering it. Reviewing it, considering possibly legalizing it, because between Maine and Massachusetts, New Hampshire is right there kind of kitty cornered between the two, and they realize that there might be marijuana usage kind of sleeping across state lines, and so they are trying to decide if they're going to decriminalize it or if they're going to go right out and legalize it with regular regulations. So, but if that's may not be in the immediate future, so don't get too excited. Connecticut, yeah, maybe soon. I would say maybe in 2 years we may see the legalization of marijuana in Connecticut. But right now I want to get one more thing out, and that's this. We got to get rid of this current governor in the state of Connecticut. Whoever is qualified to run for governor, I thought about doing it, but I really be honest when I say I don't know if I have the arrogance to do it. It's just really... it's just a lot of stress to run for governor of the state of Connecticut because Connecticut is just so Democrat, and I'm a Republican, so I don't know if that would work. By the way, how's the eye doing? You know, it's funny you mention the eye because today it looks like my right eye is holding its own. I can see the details in the reels. I'm not getting double reels. I mean, double vision and real so much. I get a little bit, but not much. It seems like my right eye is a little clearer. Of course, my left eye is clearer. So yes, the KNC eye drops work. So what's the story for the month of January about the eye drops? Well, I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to still work on it and make a decision relatively soon. And I need clothes, guys. Is there you know anybody who has any dresses in a size 2X or 3X, similar to the ones I'm wearing, maxi dresses, rompers? I know it's colder winter. Ideally, we should have winter clothing. I don't have winter clothing. There's got this autumn and spring stuff, which is fine, summer. But, you know, I really am going to consider needing summer clothes soon for the winter months. Because it's going to get colder in the next few years because climate change, the global cooling because of the solar minimums coming into effect. And it's already starting, and it's... would be very nice to just be ready to be in a cold environment. You're going to see it cool it. Yeah, but I don't think it's really wise to cool it. I think, seriously, I think we need to consider that we need new clothing to keep warm more than keeping cool. So, definitely. Alright guys, so that's it for now. I'll see you next Monday. Monique will be here. We will try our darndest to get everybody together. And so I'll see you on Monday. Bye bye. Bye bye everybody.